What is up, you guys? It's Sammy from FandomVerse Comics, back with more comic book news. So today I do want to dive into Batman and the Three Jokers. I finally have read all three all together, and I wanted to give my thoughts on the book. I wanted to give a little backstory as well in case you haven't, so stay tuned. So if you haven't really heard about Batman and the Three Jokers, what it is about, it starts off with three different crimes that are committed around Gotham City, and each witness has said they've seen a Joker at each site. And Batman's like, how can that be unless there's one real Joker and maybe two frauds or two lookalikes or two whatever. But there's also on the flip side, maybe this whole time, this whole history of Jokers, there's always been three. Maybe there's two. And then they added another one, or just all these different theories. So that's what you're trying to determine through this book. And then you have the three main characters, which is Batman, the Red Hood, and Barbara Gordon, Batgirl, because each of those characters have been traumatized by the Joker at one time. For example, we do have Batgirl, who was shot in the stomach, who then became paralyzed, turned into Oracle, then eventually turned back into Batgirl. But then you have Red Hood, who's Jason Todd, who basically got beat to death by the Joker, left to die, came back alive, and was mad and filled with rage. So then he turned into the Red Hood. So you have each of those three characters, and they're just trying to figure out who the Joker is. So as a whole, I loved these books. I'm going to dive into each one about why I loved each one and why I didn't love certain ones. So definitely with book one, I really liked it because it kind of touched on why these three main characters are selected. You know, it talks about basically what I said about Barbara getting shot, Jason getting beat, and Batman with all of his villains and all of his scars and all of his injuries. And it's just basically creating this build up to why they're wanting to hunt down the Joker. So you have those three crimes are committed, and then at the end you finally get to see all three Jokers together. And it's nice because you get to see how each one is a little bit different. You have the criminal, you have the clown, and you have the comedian. So that's why I like book one, because it definitely hooked me. It made me interested, and I was like, okay, now I need book two. Well, and right here I do have book two. All the covers look very similar. So right here is book two. Do want to say though about book one, my favorite part was definitely the Joker shark, the Joker piranha, and the Joker fish. And Gaggy was kind of cool to see him back in there. So should I give away a spoiler? I don't want to give it away quite yet. But then in this book you do dive deeper into two different Jokers specifically and who they are, but which kind of builds up the tension, builds it up, and then you do get to see a love interest in here as well, as I was kind of intrigued. So then finally you do get to see Joe Chill. He does make an appearance, old and sick, and that is the guy who murdered Bruce Wayne's parents. So after watching that Zorro movie. So he's brought back in here in a way, but it was book three. I don't know, just because there was such great buildup in one and two, I was expecting more from book three. So the buildup was good. They're finally feeling like they found out where the Jokers are at. They're going to get them. You know, you're finally getting to that scene, right? Well, there definitely is a twist, but it was nice, and at the same time, I don't know if I was satisfied that Batman kind of got this happy conclusion to something he's been missing all of his Batman history, you know, because I feel like he was fueled by the fact that his parents were killed, right? But he finally got like that calm feeling, which was nice but unexpected. I feel like for Batman, I felt like it was never going to end. He was always going to be traumatized by that. But the ending, the reason why I was kind of disappointed was because there was a twist and you're like, oh my gosh, who is the Joker, yada yada, and then they finally kind of start talking about who this person is, and I'm like, wait a minute, I already knew that. I read this in another book that has nothing to do with Batman and the Three Jokers. So I was like, really? Like, this is it? This is the end? So I was just expecting more of the ending. Book 1, 2 were amazing. Book 3 was still good. I just was expecting more from the ending. It was like a happy ending, but in a way, I feel like it's almost like not finished. But that is my review of the book. As a whole, I love it, and I encourage people to read it and let me know what they think, So if you have already read it, please leave your review in the comments below because I want to know what other people think, if I'm the only one who feels like this. But also, when you get a chance, do that social media thing where you like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video, okay?